This is Marvelous Manic, and I'm here to do a updated review on Sonic the Hedgehog. I know this is kind of a long time since this game came out in 2006, being about 5 years ago. I made a review like, I don't even know, several years ago. It was meant as a parody, basically. It was me ranting about how much Sonic the Hedgehog sucks, but I want to clear the air because it's not. I mean, every time I look on a website review, it says Sonic the Hedgehog, worst game of the year, worst game of the year, worst game of the year. And a lot of Sonic games nowadays are like that. Basically, they think they're about as cool as this, which in all retrospect is kind of cool. But still, here's my opinion of the game. So, here we are in Soliana, which is, a lot of people didn't like the access in the human world. It involved a lot of humans, and which led to one of the biggest complaints I hear from people is Elise. Hey, guys, seriously, people complain that she is the worst character in Sonic history. They're not even close. This is the worst character in Sonic history. Right there. Boom. Chris fucking Thorndike. Alright. So now I'll talk about the game. For as gameplay went, the game is split up into 3 different stories. You can play as Sonic the Hedgehog, Shadow the Hedgehog, or the new character Silver the Hedgehog. Sonic the Hedgehog's levels are pretty simple, kind of like your classic Sonic level. A lot of the thing that people said is that they're not fast enough, yada yada. Yeah, he was slowed down for this game, but it was to fit the level design. Although they could have changed the level design to make it so he could go fast. The new speed up missions are kind of nice. I like those, where it's basically where you can't slow down Sonic. He has to speed up to do something, so you have to kind of like get out of the way of obstacles and everything. It's kind of cool. Yeah, his levels are fun, except there's a couple glitches with him, and I think, like, people say there's a lot of glitches, and I have not experienced a lot of glitches. The few glitches that I have is that he'll miss one of the red bounce things. I forgot what the hell they're called. The spring, yeah, spring. He'll miss one of those if you try to homie attack at it sometimes. Falling through the level, I've experienced that a couple times. But I think one of the main gripes people had with the glitches is that there's really cheap deaths, especially when you go into the when you go into the. By the way, this is gonna involve spoilers in case I don't mention it before. Spoilers, okay. When you go into the future and it's all lava and everything, there's a lot of cheap deaths there because you fall into the lava when you shouldn't. Yeah, but his levels are pretty fun though. And like another thing that people didn't like with the graphics, and I thought the graphics were good. I mean, this is a Sonic game. You can't expect it to be freaking like Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 or Crisis 2 looking graphics, or hell, even Metal Gear Solid 4. I mean, it's not gonna look like that. It's a freaking Sonic game, okay? But as you can see right here, he looks pretty detailed. And then a couple of the other stories, Shadow's missions are basically kind of the same as Sonic's, except one thing I didn't like about his, they added the vehicles back from Shadow the Hedgehog, the video game, which I do not like. I tend to not even use the vehicles in the levels. And he seems very slow. I mean, even slower than Sonic in this game. But the mission structure is pretty much the same. The difference is you just have to use vehicles to get across areas that you couldn't. Silver's is probably the most unsatisfying out of the 3. It is very frustrating. His levels can take 20 plus minutes, I mean, each. And he's so slow. So slow, which means me on to my next point, which is the multiplayer in this game. This game lacks in multiplayer a lot. And I think, I was playing a game recently that had a really great Sonic multiplayer, which would be Sonic Adventure 2, or Sonic Adventure 2 Battle. I mean, that's pretty good multiplayer. This has limited, if any, multiplayer. Basically, you have 3 characters, Sonic, Silver, and Shadow. You can do race, where you race against each other, or you can, I think it's like, I forgot what it's called. It's kind of like a co-op thing where you have to do teamwork to get to the end. Problem is, there's only 2 characters you can pick, really, Sonic and Shadow. There's no reason to pick a Silver unless you want to be cheat with it. And the way that is, the thing that sucks about the multiplayer in this game is you can't just run run to the end of the level. You have to beat all the enemies. Someone could just sit around near the door, and when you beat all the enemies, run through. So that's why I don't think multiplayer was that great in this. On a side note from Silver, him being one of the worst characters I've seen that is a new character, there was one new character that was great, and that was Mephiles the Dark, bringing a little kind of a Shadow lookalike. He plays as one of the key players in the story, and serves as he ends up actually killing Sonic, so that's pretty cool. Yeah, no one ever does that. Not even this fucker. Oh yeah, Eggman. They really changed him a lot in this game, as you can see. Kind of a weird design, but I thought it was okay. I mean, the only thing he's kind of missing is the goggles up top to be cool. And the other change they made is with his robots. Now, I don't know about you, but these robots don't look as comical as the old ones. These actually look like they could actually hurt Sonic. The other ones looked like they couldn't do shit, because he always gave them stupid weapons like a saw, or like a spring, like he'd have a shield with a spring, like in Sonic Unleashed, like all they have is like sword things, or a lance, you know. But no, these guys have guns, man. They mean business. Oh, and another thing I liked in the game is how I mean, it wasn't like Sonic. I like Sonic Adventure. That's my favorite Sonic game of all time. And the thing I liked about it is you can play as multiple characters. This you can play as 3, but you will sometimes play as some of the supporting characters, such as Sonic's story. You play as Tails. On a couple missions, he actually has a mission that he does by his own, which he goes to Wave Ocean to look for Elise. Knuckles, he comes in there for a bit. No treasure hunting though, just punching and stuff. For Shadow Story, you have Rouge and Omega. And for Silver Story, you have Blaze and Amy. So yeah, that's basically the gist of it. And like a lot of the previous Sonic games, you gotta complete all the stories to unlock the final story, which is, like every story before, Eggman tries to team up with something that is a greater power. This is Solaris, I think it's like the sun god or some shit. And he gets together, and again, Eggman like teams up. He's like, oh, I got betrayed again, so they kill it. Overall, I think the graphics were very good. I thought they were very good for a Sonic game. I mean, they're nothing compared to like Sonic Unleashed on the 360. Those are very good graphics for a Sonic game. I love it. Gameplay was fun. It's kind of gameplay I like. I mean, I like fast gameplay like Sonic Colors, but I like this gameplay too, where it's kind of platformer, like, you know, kind of like where you have to kind of wait. I mean, a lot of people complain about those kind of games where you have to sit and wait for a platform to appear so you can jump on it. I think those are kind of cool. Sound was good. Good music, despite it not being from Crush 40. His World by Zebrahead was very good. And the sound effects are different. They're a lot different than the other ones. Like his homie attack sounds. I don't know. It sounds kind of weird. The voice actors again are good. I enjoy hearing Jason Griffin do Sonic. He has the best Sonic voice, I think. And Mike Pollock, again, does a great job as Dr. Eggman. Silver sounds like a 14-year-old who has braces and a lisp. So, with that being said, and replayability. I thought if you're a big Sonic fan, you'll like playing it again. So anyhow, I think I'll give this game a 7 out of 10. It's not great, but it's not bad either. I mean, it's pretty. I mean, if you can buy it for like $12, I would suggest maybe get it. I mean, I don't mind wasting $12. I mean, who doesn't have $12? But I thought it was a fun game, so yeah, 7 out of 10. Sonic the Hedgehog.